Hi and welcome to fiddlerman.com. Today I'd like to show you how to use the open strings on your instrument to make comparisons, to make sure you play perfectly in tune, to practice scales or practice patterns in your left hand and perfect them using your own strings. Now, some people like to use drones, as they call them, or MIDI notes off their computers, or chords off of a guitar, or chords off of a MIDI file or an audio file, what have you, a tuner, for example. The problem with that is that you need to make sure that your instrument is tuned perfectly to that one, otherwise it won't work. Whereas if you just tune your instrument like this, when you hear that it's perfectly in tune, leave it alone. This is my hand right now. This is the way I hold the violin, okay? If I say hi to you, I say hi like this. I don't do this. I never stick my thumb over in the middle. This is natural for me. Now watch, I'm not going to do anything special here. I'm putting my hand here. My hand is still like that. You see, I don't know if I can show you. I'm just turning it, and the thumb is back here, touching the curvature by the nut on the violin. It's there. It will always be there, and I have a guide. I know where that thumb's going to be. Whereas if I have my finger here, I might be too low, I might be too high. I'm one of these people that will always put my fingers in the right place in first position, no matter what. Now, we'll start out by playing open D and G. Now I just put down my first finger. You need to listen carefully when you put down that first finger. I'm moving it up and down a little bit for you so you can hear the difference. That's too high, you hear it? When you get it right, you'll get these vibrations that kind of straighten out, that feel right to your ear, and you'll know that it's right. Once you get it right, lift it up. Play it over and over when you get it right. Play it 1,000 times if you have to. You need to reinforce good intonation. Put your hand down, put it back up again. Put it down and up. By putting it down and up, you know that you'll be able to put your hand in the right position when it's back up again. Go to the next one. It's a good idea to get in the habit of not lifting your finger too high. That's why I try to do this. Keep the other ones close too. When you hit the D, it should sound like one note, not two. You can also not just play or not, but also go back to the beginning. Find your own patterns and do them over and over. Do them slowly at first. I don't want to make this video 10 minutes long, so I'm doing these things faster. But do them slowly and reinforce it when it's right. Then you go over to the next strings and do the same thing. E and A as well. See, my E is a little high now, so I should have tuned it before doing that. If you prefer to have the relationship on the lower fifth or the higher fifth, it doesn't really matter as long as you hear whether or not it's correct. So on each and every string, at least on the D and the A, you have a choice between playing the, it's not in tune, but so on that A, you have the choice of the open E or the D, and both will work. Now, the important thing is to have a position that you can always find time and time again without having to depend on your elbow to see whether or not, when your thumb's over here, whether or not you're in tune. Your thumb's back here, it can't go anywhere if it's there. It'll be right. The second important thing is that you really enforce correct intonation by doing it over and over. Thank you for visiting Fiddler Man.